How are you doing? And welcome to this session on low milk supply concerns. This is August 1st to August 7th of every year is World Breastfeeding Week, and World Breastfeeding Week 2022's theme is about support and education, which is a very vital component to have a very successful breastfeeding journey. I am Maina Shet. I am a certified lactation educator here in Mangaluru, and I will be talking to you, or rather guiding you, with respect to how you can basically know if you're having a low milk supply, or if you are having low milk supply, then what can the management be? How can you improve your milk supply issues? First of all, what does the research say? The research says that the more the demand at the breast, the more supply, and emptier the breast, more milk will be made. On that note, it is very important that as soon as you have given birth, a good start for a for a good ample milk supply is getting the baby to your breast as often as possible, at least 8 to 12 times in a 24-hour period. I'm talking about the first 1 month here. The more your baby is at the breast, there is more demand at the breast. The first 1 month is like a foundation stone, and you are going to make ample milk supply going ahead. But there you need to know that there are certain underlying issues that you need to be looking into if you have done this whole demand and supply curve. So what generally happens when a mother feels that she does not have milk is she is generally told to pump around 8 to 12 times in a 24-hour period. She's told to eat a particular food that will help in making more milk, which all said and done is fine. But however, there can be certain underlying issues which I'm going to talk going ahead that may not help her in getting an optimal supply. So there was a case when a mother had come to me and she said, I have been pumping for the last 1 month continuously, and the baby is also at the breast, but somehow I don't seem to be making enough milk. So when we had that consultation, I saw that her breasts had not grown during her pregnancy. It was very tubular, very cone shaped. In other words, she did not have enough glandular tissues to make milk. The minute she got to know of it, she was relieved, and she said, good, I got to know that this is what it is, because now I can stop pumping and I can enjoy my baby. She can enjoy her baby. But please make note, she did not stop breastfeeding. She continued breastfeeding, albeit with combination feeding. She was giving her breast milk as well as supplementing her baby with a formula. So what are these underlying issues that you need to be aware of when you look at improving your milk supply? First thing first, you need to seek help. You need to talk to your lactation consultant. You need to talk to someone who has a certified degree, a certification in lactation. You also want to get in touch with your healthcare provider, whether it is your gynecologist or your physician, and you want to go hand in hand with these two healthcare providers and figure out what can be the best way to manage the milk supply. There are certain, as I said, I was talking about underlying issues. There can be four parts in it. The first one being hormonal issues or endocrinal issues. So these issues can come in the form of thyroidism. If you have thyroid, then you will see that there will be a delay in lactation, and there will be low milk supply starting initially. But if you can go under treatment and control it, it could be that there may be cases that you can exclusively breastfeed provided you are under treatment and the thyroidism is in control. The second would be certain other thyroid hormonal issues would be PCOD, and it could be diabetes. It could also be obesity, anemia. These issues can lead to low milk supply. Secondly, it could be anatomical issues, like maybe your breast is too large or you have maybe flat or inverted nipples. Flat or inverted nipples per se does not lead to low milk supply. With management and with certain help, we can get the baby to latch. But however, that said and done, a mother may find it difficult to latch the baby initially. If so, then again a lactation consultant may be of some help or a lot of help. Then you have a breast surgery, or if you have augmented, there is a breast increase or breast reduction that can have basically you may have issues with low milk supply. The other thing that I want to really stress upon is something called as insufficient glandular tissue. Like for that example I just mentioned with that mother, it may seem that your breast may not have grown during pregnancy, and your milk making capacity would be largely diminished. So if you're having cone type breast or tubular looking breast, or your breasts have not grown during puberty or pregnancy, there could be chances that you may not make a lot of milk. Again, please investigate it properly with your physician or healthcare provider and a lactation consultant, so that you can make peace with it. Not necessarily that if you have all these issues you should stop breastfeeding, or you will not be able to breastfeed at all. You can, if not exclusively breastfeed, you can still breastfeed. And also there are certain aids like supplemental nursing systems, SNS, where a bottle is kind of having milk, and there is a feeding tube that goes into your baby's mouth, and it is attached to the breast, and baby can take that milk while being attached to the breast. So these can be spoken with your lactation consultant, and you can have a try at it. The other issues that can lead to low milk supply could be baby-led issues. For example, if a baby is a premature baby, then there might be latching issues. Baby will be a sleepy baby. There could be latching issues per se. Baby is not able to latch well, maybe because of the anatomy of the breast, or maybe with the baby, the issues with the baby itself. For example, a tongue tie, or for that matter, a cleft palate, or airway problems, suckling issues can affect baby not latching well, or they may be, even if the baby is latching, it looks like the baby is latching, but there is no transfer of milk, then the milk will not be drained from the breast. The milk will be still in the breast, which means your body will think that milk is no longer necessary. The fourth part would be something to do with poor breastfeeding management. What does that mean? It would mean that breastfeeding did not really go to a great start. Baby was kept away from the mother for various reasons. Maybe the health of the mother, health of the baby may have been the criteria here. It could be also that the mother is not feeding, she's scheduling her feeds. She's feeding after a very long period. You're letting the baby sleep for a long period of time. The baby is not transferring milk because maybe again it is a sleepy baby, and you think you're not supposed to wake the baby up. And a perceived notion like, has my baby really got the milk? So sometimes when baby cries, we tend to think mostly on the fact that the baby may still be hungry, and we tend to top up with formula. And when we see that the baby seems to quieten down with formula, we tend to the confidence that you're not making milk is, you tend to feel that you're not making milk. It's called a perceived notion of not making milk, but actually you are making milk. So if you feel like you are feeling that kind of emotions or helplessness, or you don't know what to do, whether your baby is getting milk or not, please seek help with a lactation consultant. How do you know whether, like, you're a new mother, and how do you know if your baby is really getting milk? So if the first thing first, the baby has to latch really well. So if you're finding it difficult to get the baby to latch, there are numerous videos on YouTube and social media which you can look into. If not, you can again talk to a lactation educator or a consultant. Also, you would want to see that the baby is swallowing milk well. So if you can see a good swallowing, if you can see that there are long strokes, the jaws are coming down like that instead of very tiny non-nutritive suckles, then your baby is getting milk. So you sometimes hear the sounds ka while they're drinking, baby is getting milk. Generally, babies tend to be very tight-fisted while they are hungry, but once they are full, they tend to let go and be very relaxed. We call that a drunk baby. So if you feel that the baby looks very happy, very content after a feed, then they are getting milk. You would want to look at the urine output, like at least 6+ times during a 24-hour period is a must. And if your baby must be passing stools at least 3 to 4 times in a 24-hour period, which means that your child is getting milk. Finally, baby weight. Baby should get back the birth weight. Once they are born, they tend to lose some weight, so they have to get back their birth weight sometime between the 10 to 14-day period after birth. And then they should have a upward curve, meaning they should be twice their birth weight by the time they are 4 to 5 months old. So this way you know that your baby is getting milk, even though you feel that you're not having milk, but you see that these criteria are being fulfilled by the baby, then means your baby is doing fine and you are having milk. But what about times when baby is not getting milk? What are the signs of a baby not getting milk? One would be the child is not, even if the baby is latched well, they are not drinking well at the breast. They are taking very short time, or they're taking a very long time at the breast. Okay, so they are very secondly, they're very unhappy babies. They're very cranky babies. They're not content after a breastfeed, even after being at the breast for a long time. Thirdly would be they would have, you have to look at the urine output. If it is less than 6 or 5 and it's like brick red in color, then you know something is not right. So also a very lethargic, very sleepy baby, even though they are full-term babies, they tend to be very lethargic. You need to get in touch with the child's pediatrician. So these are the other ways that you can get your milk supply down, even if you're having ample milk supply, is by topping up. So when you're topping up with supplements, the time that the baby should have been at the breast comes down, and baby you will tend to make low milk there. The milk supply comes down. So topping up can also be a way where your child is not with you and not suckling at you, but feeding outside, and they will not even, and then the supplements also can take a while to digest, so they sleep for a longer time. That means the time at the breast is shortened. So these are the ways that you can know whether your baby is getting milk or not. And the symptoms that you want to look into is hormonal issues, your anatomical issues, and baby-led issues. You want to investigate all this together to know whether how to have how to manage, or there should be some kind of management, because otherwise they will be just stressed out that you're not making milk. Stress also is another factor which lessens your milk supply, so that's something that you would want to look into as well. But generally speaking, you would want to seek help with a lactation educator, lactation consultant, and make a plan as to how you can improve your milk supply. And you have to work on it for a period of time, and after that period of time you feel that nothing has worked, it is not improving, and you're just stressed out, then breastfeeding is just not only about food. It is got to do more, it has got to do with emotions and bonding. You can still breastfeed your child, and it is great that your child will be getting whatever milk that he or she is getting, but you can also make peace with it and combination feed, that is your breast milk or your expressed breast milk, or and formula. So if you are not able to breastfeed, motherhood is not all about breastfeeding. Just because you're giving formula to your child, you will know it is not like you will love your child less. It is all about managing the situation. Whatever said and done, you will have that emotional bonding with your child. But my tagline would be to seek help before you give up. So a very happy World Breastfeeding Week, and I hope this content will give you, will make you look ahead and seek help. And with this note, I would like to wrap it up. Thank you so much for viewing.